welcome to my pod, Kizzy. Welcome to my podcast, guys. I hope you are ready to unwind, laugh with me, learn with me, cry with me, and most importantly, joy flicks and chill with me. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you can be informed whenever I'm about to post a podcast. So the first thing that I want to say is thank you for joining me today for this conversation. And if you have not watched episode 1, please make sure you pause this, go to episode 1, and get to know me a little bit more. Get to know that they said I wasn't going to make it, right? I talked about what influenced me or inspired me to start this podcast, and I gave a little background about who I am, what I do, and why I'm here with you all. So go back and watch that, and then come back and rejoin me for this conversation. All right, so let's get right to it. So, today, I want to talk about a very popular topic today, which is men's mental health, the importance of men's mental health, right? Because we know that society tells men, you're self-reliant, you can do it all. You can do it all by yourself. You could do it all for yourself and don't cry, right? We know that society tells men that, and I'm here to say that is not okay. And that is not always true, right? Like, being strong does not mean that you can't cry, right? Being strong does not mean that you do not have emotions, right? Being strong does not mean that you should suppress how you feel and neglect how you feel, right? I'm here to normalize the conversation around men's mental health and normalize men being okay with not being okay. Men being okay with expressing how they feel, voicing how they feel. Why? For the number one reason that your challenges matter, your pain matters, and your voice matters. And you are human, right? Men are human too. Men matter, right? And you're doing a huge disservice to yourself by neglecting your emotions, neglecting your mental health, because you too deserve healing and you too deserve peace. So I'm just here to have that conversation today. And I have a guest with us today that is going to be sharing his personal experience with mental health. And this guest is close to my heart. So I'm excited for you all to meet him. So let's get that drum roll. And ready. Come on in. If you already know me, then you know him. And this is my brother. This is Steven. He likes to go by the name Steve-O.
No.
But I
What?
I call him
What?
Steve. So what do you want to go by?
Call me Steve. It's cool. I'm Steve.
All
I'll be
right.
Steve tonight.
All right. So he's going to be Steve tonight. So this is my little brother, even though he's taller than me, right? This is my little brother. And, he is here to spread awareness and to just share his experiences with mental health. So I'm going to be asking him a few questions and then we're just going to have a conversation. So you ready?
Yeah,
All righty.
Come on.
Let's get going. So the first thing that I want to ask you, bro, is have you ever been to therapy?
Yeah, but it was a while ago. It's been a long time since I've been, so
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Okay.
been some years.
Yeah. When did you go to therapy?
The last time I've been to therapy had to be before I went to child court, and that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like 5 years ago?
Sheesh. Probably, yeah.
Yeah, about 5 exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And how was that experience for you?
It was nice. Having somebody listen to you,
Okay.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
was your therapist a male? Was it
was
a
a woman.
female?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Older.
You don't see too many male therapists though, for some reason.
That's
Most of my
a fact.
therapists in my life have been women.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
fact. You don't see many men therapists, especially men of color.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Mm-hmm.
fact. That is, we definitely
That's
need
true.
more men of color to be therapists. Yeah. How
I
was it
agree.
with who you? How was it with your therapist? Like, did you feel comfortable?
She made it feel comfortable enough to speak about, well, what I was going through. She didn't make anything awkward or, make it seem like I had to tell her stuff. She
Okay.
kept it at, what I felt comfortable telling her. She kept it at that.
Okay.
I cried.
Yeah.
I cried.
Well, that's okay because therapy's supposed to be the safe space that we deserve to heal in, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you feel like you healed?
Slightly. I
Yeah.
didn't go enough because I think I ended up leaving for Job Corps, but I
Okay.
didn't finish all my therapy sessions. But
Okay. Would you go back?
yeah,
Okay.
I definitely would. I think I'm in therapy right now.
I'm pulling a therapy sister on him right now. But I appreciate you for coming and, willing to share this experience because I think that more people need to hear this, from men, because what do you think about society when it comes to men, expressing how they feel?
You just don't get it. You don't get it. At least the authentic, the real, feeling how majority of men feel. Like I feel like we just don't get it. Nobody cares.
Mm,
A lot of people don't care. Not nobody, but
I get that.
majority of people don't care.
Yeah. How does it feel to feel like that, though?
I mean, we probably so used to it, we probably can't even tell you how it feels,
Yeah.
which is sad. We should be able to express how we feel about, a feeling, but a lot of us just so used to it and not so used to not expressing it. So,
And what do you feel like was the first time in your life that you were able to express how you feel?
when I was growing up, I'll say like around the time grandma died, I felt like that's a lot of the time I started expressing myself with my actions, mostly. Yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't as easy to say how you feel with your words.
Yeah, it's never easy. I feel like, especially when you're young and you don't have anybody there that to really, not say really talk to, but somebody just, you feel comfortable enough to express yourself to. It's just hard to use words to express yourself. It's easier with actions.
That's true. And what actions would you say you use to express yourself?
Just doing what I wanted to do. Just coming home when I wanted to come home. Staying out when I wanted to stay out, be out with who I wanted to be out with. Not listening. That's what I did. And, I paid the price.
Yeah. Did it feel good doing
Yeah,
that
heck
though?
yeah. Heck yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah. What was good
Great
about
feeling.
it?
Just the fact of when you feel like nobody listens to you, you just do what you want to do. It's just a satisfaction of just, well, if nobody's listening, I'm just gonna do what I want to do. And I feel like that's what a lot of people's problem is. They get to a point where, they feel like they have nobody to talk to, so they just use their actions instead. When you should always be able to use your words before your actions.
For
I think so. Yeah.
But, we're not really taught that. And I think that's why, a lot of people, when men, when you suppress the emotions for so long and it starts coming out, then you start seeing men as angry, right? You start,
label. Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, he got anger issues. But then that's just like deep down, suppressed years of emotions, years of pain, And do you feel like when you showed it through the actions that you were heard like that?
Yeah. I feel like people people hear actions for some odd reasons. People hear your actions more than they hear your words at certain times. I'm not gonna say everybody, but society, yeah, society hears your actions more than your words.
That's sad.
It's the reality, though. It's true.
It's sad because what could happen in that case is that you could end up, getting in trouble.
Yeah, trouble is everywhere. Trouble is always around.
Yeah.
Especially when you feel like, you want to use your actions for people to hear you. It's always trouble. It's easy to get in trouble.
So what were some of those consequences that you had to face?
Just hanging out with the wrong people you think that, really your friends at the time, and you find out they're not your friends. And you find out, certain things that you did that you wish you didn't do, drugs. A lot of stuff is easy to get in trouble.
That's a fact. And how'd you come up from that? Like, how did you come up from out, from doing
Separation,
that?
separation,
Yeah.
separation. Being alone, a lot of alone time, tons of alone time. I feel like that's the only true way. When you feel like nobody's listening to you, you always got yourself. So.
Yeah. So you feel like you had to bring yourself out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did that feel doing it alone?
I didn't really. I'm not gonna sit here and say I did it alone, but because I had some good friends as well as I had bad friends. But I'm just saying, like, once you separate yourself, then you really learn who you truly are, and then it doesn't feel like nobody's listening to you because you learn to listen to yourself. So I feel like that's a big step in mental health. That separation, it takes a lot though, but.
Because it's not easy. It's not easy to be alone in your thoughts, to have that self-awareness and that emotional awareness. I think that's what scares a lot of people with therapy, too.
Because that's basically what it is.
Yep.
Just the self. The self-awareness. Deal with yourself.
Facing some things that is hard to face, But the good thing about therapy is that you don't have to do it alone.
Right.
You feel me? Like you have that person that's holding that space for you and that's supporting you and encouraging you and helping you. See,
but that's why I feel like I was lucky because I did have, some friends that I felt like were family as well, that we went through a lot of similar situations with each other and we grew with each other. And we're able to support each other throughout the process, too. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I was just being bad by myself, I don't think nobody truly goes bad by themselves. I feel like it's a team effort.
It was a crew, right?
It was a crew. Exactly.
What's that POP? Hold it down.
What?
No, but it's true that, and I'm glad you had that support system to help you through it. Like when did it hit you that it was like, damn, like I'm not okay. Like I'm really not.
I felt like it hit me when, like, noticeably, because I was just not okay for a long time and I really wasn't paying attention. I would just keep doing the same thing over and over every day. Wake up, do the same thing, look for the same thing, try to get money for this. Oh, got no money for this. Now we just all got no money. It's like I felt like that's what really hit me when I realized I'm getting older and I'm doing the same thing. I don't have any money in my pocket, but I'm looking for something to smoke. It was ridiculous. I felt like once you get past that stage of just knowing your situation and knowing that you want better for yourself, I feel like that's when I need to separate from certain people. I need to time alone. I need to focus on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, get that understanding.
And when you hit that point, like when you feel like, you hit rock bottom or you hit the lowest, like how hard was that for you?
It was tough. I mean, I feel like that low was when I went to Job Corps. That was when I went to Job Corps. I got a bigger view on the world. The world was just a bigger place. Like, what the heck? Kentucky? In the woods? Pine Knot, Kentucky? What the heck?
You was wildin' for that one.
That was something else. I never did that before. So that really showed me, like, okay, like, even if I didn't make it through Job Corps, it showed me that it's other ways in life that, you still got so much to learn. There was so much stuff to learn, other things I need to learn, other ways I needed to grow, and that was just part of the process. So I took it for what it was worth.
And you maybe needed that time. Sometimes we gotta go away and separate to heal.
That's what I was talking about earlier with the separation. I needed the separation because if I didn't separate, I would have been doing the same things over and over. Not learning because there's still people this day that still do the same things over and over, and they're still in the same place I was at years ago. So it's like, imagine,
It's true, and I'm happy that you are, because to see you get to this point where you at today, like the provider for your family, a dad, a partner, you feel me? Like from where we were like 10 years ago.
10 years ago, what? I was 17? Damn.
That's crazy. And what would you tell that 17-year-old boy? Like,
17
if you
Steve?
could talk to 17-year-old Steve.
I could call him on the phone right now.
If you could call him on the phone right now, say, hold on, let me talk to you. What would you tell him?
Yo, slow down, bro. Just slow down. Think about what you do before you do it. a lot of stuff. That's tough. 17-year-old Steve, I don't think he would have listened.
Mm. Mm.
He probably wouldn't pick up the phone.
You don't think so?
Nah, not 17-year-old.
Yeah. But if he did pick up the phone and he did listen, what do you think he needed to hear?
17-year-old, what did he need to hear at that time? Hmm. 17. I feel like the most important thing I needed at that time was like a big bro, a positive role model. Like that's so important for everybody though. At that age, like everybody needs that. A positive role model in their life, so they can know what to do. Because I still don't know everything. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. Me too.
I don't even know. So I feel like I can't even properly tell him everything he needs to know. But I would definitely tell him, watch who you hang out. Like, make sure you with the right people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the most important thing.
So you feel like having that mentor, having that person that, could guide you, having someone.
It makes a difference.
And it's crazy that you say that because I just said that in the first episode that the reason why I'm doing this podcast is because research shows if you have just that one person in your life that motivates you, encourages you, is positive, it can make all the difference.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah.
I remember.
And that's so true. Because look, at this example where maybe if you did have that, maybe not. But do you feel like if you didn't experience what you experienced, do you feel like you'd still be here?
If I didn't go through what I went through, would I still be the person I am? I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like I would have got to this path maybe quicker. Maybe I would have had my own, but I don't think I would have met the people I met. I don't think I would have had my child the way I did. Like, things would have been different, but I wouldn't say I would go back and change it because I feel like right now it's a good time to be alive. I'm happy. I'm proud of myself. Like,
me too. I'm proud too.
Proud of my family. Everybody's doing good. So.
What? We rocking it over here.
You feel me?
But what, how are you breaking cycles though? Like for your daughter, for Zoe, for Parker, for the generations to come, how are you breaking cycles?
By being there in different ways. Just in a way of always being real. Like having that real person to always go to and be like, yo, mom, yo, dad, I need to talk to you about anything. I feel like that just changes everything for this generation now, for these children. Because I'm not going to say we didn't have that, but it was certain things we couldn't talk to our parents about.
That's a fact.
So, with our children, I feel like we're way more open. We're open. Like, we literally, everything they want to know is what we've been through and what we experienced. So I feel it's easier for us to talk to them about things than it was for our parents to talk to us.
For sure. And why do you think that is? Like, why do you feel like our parents, couldn't be probably, mentally and emotionally available?
They had nobody there for them. They were just alone. Like, not alone, but mentally they just weren't, how do you say it, healthy. Maybe, enough to talk about those things. Because there's a lot of things in this world that's scary. It's a lot of things that they try to put fear into you so you don't talk about them. But those are the most important things to talk about. Most fear things. So
it's true.
It's the fear. I feel like mostly it's the fear.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people think, that if we talk about something, it's going to make it happen, right? Like parents think if I talk to my child about sex, they're going to start having sex. And I'm here to tell you that they're going to do it if they want to, regardless. If you don't talk about it, or if you do talk about it, right? Exactly. And if you don't talk about it, they're going to learn from the wrong people about it in the wrong way, probably in an unhealthy way. So it's definitely better to be available for your children, be available, in all aspects, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, and if you are uncomfortable with answering and question, say, you know what, son, daughter, or, child, if I don't have the answer right now.
Right.
Because it's okay not to
Right.
have the answer, but I'll get back to you when I do.
Exactly.
But you want to let your child know that you support them, that you're not judging them, and that they can feel safe with you, because you don't want them to get in the hands of the wrong individuals.
Exactly.
And then they go through a lot of unnecessary things that maybe they didn't have to experience. And if you could tell young men something right now, like what you said, being there, having someone there for you, if you could be there for them right now, what some things that you tell them?
Like, just yourself. I feel like the most important thing that we don't get taught growing up is how to properly maintain ourselves, like on all levels. I feel like that's not a subject that school teaches, something that life teaches you, but when you don't have that person, to walk you through life, you have to learn through your own errors, trial and error. So life is rough. Life has no sympathy sometimes, and you just got to learn the hard way, unfortunately. So I feel like self-care is something that should be taught. I feel like that's the most important thing. If I go back and tell 17-year-old Steve, that's what it would be. Yo, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, you feel me?
Yeah, it's so true. And I hope that everyone takes this as, a lesson, as information that can help you, because self-care is not selfish. And self-care comes in different forms, right? Because I know when we look at TV and YouTube, we look at how other people are taking care of themselves. And sometimes that may be buying a luxury car, going to get a spa or manicure, pedicure. But self-care can also be confident in saying no. Right? No, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to go here. No, I'm not available for you.
Exactly.
Right?
That's so tough. That is like the toughest thing, because you feel like you're being a bad person to people that may not deserve your time. It's actually doing yourself justice. Telling somebody, no, I don't want to hang out. I don't want to roll a blunt today.
No, you can't smoke my blunt
You
either.
can't smoke my blunt. No. It's healthy.
It is, and it saves you money too, right? But we should be taught that, right? That it's okay to say no. People may get upset, but the real ones, your real support system, will understand and they'll still be there. The ones that don't, maybe they don't need to be there, right? And it's easier said than done, for sure. But that self-care comes in different forms, and as for men, I did this video because I want for society to see men in a different light, to see men for also the human that they are, because y'all not invincible. Like, dang, y'all got emotions, y'all got feelings, you experience challenges, it's okay to cry, it's okay to say, I need help.
Especially the need help part. Because that's something that we get taught, that, oh, you just weak type stuff if you ask for help. It's something that we just don't do. A lot of men just don't think. We don't even think about asking for help. We just carry the burden by ourselves. Like the movie. I know you've seen the movie Encanto with the big sister. The oldest one.
Yes, Luisa.
That's just like the perfect example. That's basically the life of a man.
Yes, it's true. You got to carry the load of everything when you don't really have to, like, it's okay to say, can you help me? Can I talk to you? And I'm proud of you, because before you wouldn't want to talk to nobody. Before, I'll be like, dang, what's going in his head? Like,
that's
what's
why I said
wrong?
17-year-old Steve, he want to pick up.
Like, what's wrong? But now you will call, and you express yourself and tell yourself, and ask for help if you need it, because we're not meant, man or woman, we're not meant to do life alone.
Exactly.
At all. And we shouldn't have to, right? So I definitely hope that this conversation changes things for people, and I just want to tell you, I'm proud of you and how far you've come, and I know that it's only up from here.
Exactly.
It's continuous growth, and I just I know for sure, grandma and grandpa the same, they proud of the growth, and the healing, right?
No, that's right.
Yeah. And that's another thing too, like when men and grief, right? Like men in grief, I feel like is another thing. It goes along with the mental health, not taking care of your mental health. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, do you feel like that was a time when you had to, start realizing like, dang, like I need to talk about this?
Yeah, I felt like I did, but at the time I didn't do it. I was just too caught up in being sad or being whatever emotion I was in it.
Yeah. And do you feel
Yeah.
like you've healed from their loss?
Yeah, I'm still sad at times,
Of course.
I'm still sad because it's like, just gotta, when the people are here, you just gotta really just do the best that you can do by their side while they're here, because once they're gone, it's gone.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's, and with grief, grief doesn't never goes away.
Yeah,
Right? Like we
exactly.
grow around it, and we learn to live with it.
Adapt to it,
And adjust, but it's still hard.
yeah,
Because someone you loved so much or something you loved so much is no longer here. You can't grasp them,
yeah.
but their memory is here. Their memory lives on, so it's okay to be sad, this ties with mental health. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to miss someone. And it's okay to want to talk about the emotions that you feel,
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like, being young, being a man, that's something that gets overlooked is how you feel when you are in grief. Because what I did, I was just hanging out, just drinking, fucking smoking, doing drugs just to hide that feeling I was having inside. So I'm pretty sure there's other people doing the same exact thing I did.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Same
Because that's
exact
a
thing.
coping mechanism. It's
Mm-hmm.
unhealthy coping, but it's still a coping mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, if you didn't do all those things, do you feel like it would have been harder to address how you felt at that time?
Yeah, it would have been harder to even live with how I felt at that time. That's how hard it was. It was tough. Yeah, just, you know,
Yeah. Emotions aren't
living with that
easy.
emotion is tough. That's something that nobody like I said earlier. Life, you learn your lessons. Is sometimes it's hurt, but you got to make it through the hurt in order to get to the good part. So
Yes, like after every storm is a
yeah,
rainbow, after every
exactly.
storm is sunshine.
Like look at
Right.
our lives now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's so
Been through a
true.
lot of shit. We all have been through a lot of shit. Everybody, even the people watching this YouTube, they might be going through the shit, but once you make it
Yes.
out of it, it gets better. So
Yes, and that's for everybody. Today was Steven's turn to share. Steve, right? I still call him Steven all the time. But, today was Steve's turn to share his story and his experience, But we definitely, one day I want to have that conversation too about coming from the same roof.
that's a whole conversation in
That's a
itself.
whole nother
But
conversation, coming from under the same roof and taking different paths. Maybe I internalized how I dealt with everything we dealt with growing up, and maybe he externalized, with the, like you said, hanging out, being angry or whatever it was, but there's different ways to experience pain and challenges, and that's a whole nother
that's a
conversation
whole
that
nother one.
I'll be having, and
That's a
maybe
whole
that
nother
he'll
one.
join me for again in the future. But
That one's gonna be tough. That's gonna be a tough one.
that's a tough one.
That's gonna be a tough one.
But it's good because, like you said, there's definitely someone who is here that has experienced this or is that
Just going through it
experiencing
right
it
now.
right
That's what
now
I'm
in this
saying. Right
moment.
now.
And we're here to tell you that it's not the end. That it may be hard walking through the storm that you're walking through right now, but you don't have to do it alone either. Seek that mental guidance, seek your support system. If you can't share everything, share something.
Exactly.
And
that is like peeling an onion. You got to start somewhere. You gotta peel eventually. You gotta peel something.
And you may shed some tears,
You gonna shed. You gonna drop them
You're
tears.
gonna drop tears, but you'll feel lighter after, right? Like you'll feel better.
It's like you just cried. It's like, but you feel better now. It was
Exactly.
a good cry. You needed that cry.
Yes, like do that ugly cry.
Nah, don't do that.
You know, sometimes you gotta do that ugly cry, like, "Ugh," you know, that whooping cry, and then you take a good nap, and then you feel better. But
definitely feel better though.
you do.
I agree.
You know, healing is a roller coaster. Healing is not linear. You know, I always tell my clients that healing seems like this. Sometimes you feel good and then you're like, whoa, I don't feel good right now. But that's okay because that's working through the stages of whatever challenge that you're experiencing. You know, so I hope that all the men watching this,
Shout out to the man, you young man, old man,
yes, all
middle-aged
men.
man.
Yes, all of you, you know, and I hope from this moment on that you start prioritizing your mental health, your
Yes.
self-care, and you. Because again, your voice matters, your life matters, your pain matters, and your challenges matter. So if you haven't started, start today. And if you can't start today when you're ready, healing is here for you.
Yeah.
So do you have any last words you want to say?
Uh-huh. Thanks for having me on the podcast, you know. What it
Thanks
do,
for coming.
YouTube? How y'all doing, you know? Mental health. The
Thanks
way.
for coming, bro.
No
I
problem,
appreciate
no
y'all.
problem.
You'll be seeing him in the future, you know, on another episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you tune in again for all the upcoming episodes. And remember to grab your tea, grab your water, grab your hit and your wine, whatever it is that allows for you to sit back, relax, and enjoy my podcast. Thank you for tuning in to Joy Flicks and Chill. I'll see you next time.
Laters.